Hey, it's Melissa with Sincerely Creative Mom. We're going to make a swag, but a real simple, anyone can do swag. I get a monthly supply box, a subscription box, a treat to myself every month, and it comes with a variety of usually coordinating items. And I thought this one in particular was super cool. This was from the April, and I'm awaiting any moment now the delivery of the May box. Hopefully, I can't wait to see what's in there. But I'm going to show you with just a couple of pieces because I already used a couple of pieces from the box. But there's a couple of different levels of the box. This is the standard box. Okay, this is the standard box. It is $60. It includes your shipping. I got a roll of 10-inch mesh, a 10-yard roll of 2.5 inch, a 10-yard roll of 1.5 inch, a 10-yard roll of 5/8 inch. One of these picks, and it had 3 parts on it. I already used 2. I'm going to show you that in 1 minute. It came with 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these, 1 of these super cute pinwheels, so much so that I even bought another one. Fun fact, I get 2 boxes. I get a standard. There's 3 boxes. A standard plus signs, a standard plus door hangers, or a max box. So technically there's 4. I get a standard and I get a max box, which means I get double of all of the standard and all the other things. So I ended up with 2 of these total because I ended up with, 2 standards. It gives me, if it's 1 per standard and I got a max, you could do the math. I got 2. So I ordered another one so that I had 3 to make a different project. But I got 1 of these in a standard and then a silver kind of iridescent. But watch how simple and easy. So I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use the mesh. So I still have that left over completely. I am going to use, there's a bell, sorry about the bell. I am going to use the white, the red, the floral, and the rest of that pick, because I already used it in the other portion of it. So I'm going to use most of the standard, okay? Most of the standard. I'm still going to have a lot of ribbon left. I'm still going to have the mesh left. I'm still going to have the silver pick left, okay? So watch how stinking easy this is going to be. Watch how stinking easy. I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to pull this apart. I'm going to go like this. I'm just going to spread it for a second. I'm just going to spread it apart just so I can lay in the white. Okay, just so I can lay in the white. Give me a second. I'm going to take the red and I'm going to layer it to the back. Okay, so I'm going to show you that one more time. Okay, I'm going to take the white and the red, or the flower and the red, and pair it together. And then once I have it all together, I'm going to hold it nice and tight. I'm going to take this little thing and put it on the top. And then I'm going to maneuver things so that I get that flower right up to the top. I put some of that glittery to the back. I bring forward the flowers. I bring back the glittery. I bring some of that glitter up to the top, some of that floral up to the top. Just maneuver it, mix it all together, mixing it all together. The best I can, the best I can. Okay, so it's all kind of mixed in. I'm not adding anything else. So I just have the piece that we had. I'm not adding in anything else. Okay, I'm going to take our zip tie and add a zip tie. Sorry. This out of the way so you can see actually what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to take our zip tie, add our zip tie to the top, or I'm added my zip tie so that the nub of it does come to the top. So I've already made 2 other bundles just like this from the standard, from the 1 standard box. So I'm going to take those other ones and I'm going to add it to the top, just like that. Now, one thing I did do, pay attention, one thing I did do was I took the blue rose and I put it on opposite sides. I took the red flower, I don't want to lose that little guy here. I took the red flower and I put that on opposite sides. So over here, and I'm going to put it over here. See? I don't want to lose it, so let's make sure we can still see it in the end. But all I'm going to do is now layer this on top of the other so that the stems from under here, I can grab those stems. No glue. I'm going to grab those stems with my zip tie. Patient, patient. Patience, Melissa. Patience. With my zip tie. Come on, magic fingers. I don't want to work. There we go. With my zip tie, let me just make sure that ended up in the same spot as before. It didn't shift it a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that that gets either on the side or in the top. I can maneuver it right up to the middle. I just don't want it on the back because I'm gonna have that back be the back of our swag, and clearly I don't want that, you know, roughing against our customer's door, right? So I'm just gonna snip that right off. So now I have a long piece, right? Easy. And I'm going to go one more zip tie. I've been using a lot of these babies lately. One more zip tie right here around the base where I can get all of them together nice and tight. I'll use the little nub here to hold them all in place. Okay, all the pointy stuff is on the top, so sturdy back. Okay, and then I'll cut that off. Before we make our bow, let's cut this off. So I'm gonna cut off. Let's see which ones I have here that are decent. I'm going to cut off all of them, actually. Cut off all of them and bend them in. That one was good enough to bend in, but I'm going to bend them in so that they're not pokey on the top. And I'm just going to use my, whatever this is, needle nose. Now, you don't have to do this part. You could put a little bit of glue on the end. Okay, you could put a little bit of glue on the end. Would be just fine. I'm going to take one more zip tie and zip tie them all together one more time right up here at the top so they're all nice and tight. This is where I'm going to add our bow, and this is where we're going to add a hook to hang it. We'll add our hook to hang it first so that y'all could see what I'm doing underneath there. So far, super easy. Let's add a black hook because that's what I have sitting here with me. Now, any pokey parts I want, again, to be on the inside. And there's another one that's kind of coming down and it's pokey, so I'm going to add one more zip tie to keep that little guy in spot. Because all these zip ties that are on the top here, you will not see. So I don't care how many go on the top. Okay, so I'm going to add a hanger here. I'm going to twist that, twisty, 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 twist. I'm going to keep this little twisty part because it's going to be pointy, pokey on the top, but I'm just going to take it on the top and pull it to the back. Okay, so nice and tight to the back, and I'm going to twist it back here so that here I have my hook. Okay, so that's where they're gonna hang it from, right? Perfect. Again, all these pieces came in the one standard box. It's nice. It's a surprise. You don't know what's coming in it. So, you know, not necessarily do you love all the pieces, but it's been very inspirational through my creating. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is make a teeny tiny little bow. It doesn't have to be big. I don't want the tails drooping down. I don't want any of that. I just want it big enough to be a little bow that comes out wide enough, right? Covers this for sure and doesn't necessarily hide our, you know, little flower at the top, okay? So I'm just going to be like right here. It sounds good. And right here sounds good. If it's a little bit bigger, that's fine. So we ended up with a 7-inch, probably a 6-inch, and a 6-inch, exactly. Okay, 7-inch and a 6-inch. So we're just going to take and make the bow from here. Really pretty. It's got a little bit of glitter on it. The stripes have glitter, the glitter part. Pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop, using about a little over 4 feet, I'd say. Pinch and twist, and I'm going to set that right down in there. If you know me for any length of time, you know I have super bad carpal tunnel. So I use this bow maker as a helper so that I don't have to hold these things in my hands and, you know, be uncomfortable. Now, contrary to what you might think, I'll just put that on the top. I'll just put that on the top. I was going to put that next, but then decided against it. All right, let's take our super cute. Another cool thing about our supply box is a lot of the pieces are exclusive. So they are being created by the team. They're not, you know, available to other people, at least the year that it comes out with our supply box. So another great opportunity to have something different for your customers or for your own home. Everything's going to get a little bit smaller from here. So it's about a 6-inch tail and about a 5 3/4 inch loop. Okay, pinch, twist, loop, pinchy, twisty. And then one thing with this style bow, I'm going to make sure those 2 loops go on opposite sides every time I put them in. So wait, this one might have them on this side. This is good. The next one's going to have them on that side. So I'm going to kind of balance that bow out before I even lift it up off of our machine here. And then we'll do the same thing, except I'm going to angle that on an angle. And I'm going to do a 1 loop in the center. Okay. Pinch that together and then still do my other loops. So I just added 1 extra loop. That's a little tiny. Pinch, twist, loop. So I opted for this demonstration to use all 3 of those pieces. I could have put them in a wreath, right? I totally could have put them in a wreath and had a wreath done. Here's my, uh-oh. I didn't put enough loops. Let's put 1 more loop in there. Don't fret. It's totally okay. We got that. No problem. Here are my 2 loops. I'm going to put my other 2 loops on the other side. It's getting carried away there. Sorry about that. Okay. And then when I take it off there, I'm going to zip tie that around and add I like a red button there. Oh, let's do, oh yeah, let's, okay. Or white. sorry. Stretching skills aren't. I'm going to take white. I was going to take red, but I figured white on the top would probably be better. Let's fluff this just so that you can see how... I'm going to zoom you in. Let's fluff this just so that you can see what I mean. So this is going to be the bottom of my bow, coming down the center of my swag. So this is the longest part of your bow. Your very first layer, the tails. That's going to be your longest part. Okay, it's your longest part. So I'm going to take that second layer and put it in between. Right, so we have the stripes, the rickrack, stripes, rickrack, stripes. I'm going to do that so that the next layer continues to go in between the last layer. So that all the way up that bow, you can see all of the different layers. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, and let's not forget to dovetail this one. So my loops are going to come out. And we'll finish fluffing it once the bow is off the machine, but I just want you to really see. It's easier for me to pull it out when it's on the machine. Making sure, again, I'm going with the rickrack next to the stripe. Rickrack, stripe. I'll hold on to that because I have that one extra one that was, you know, added extra. Whoopsie. And then this one will come straight up when we're ready. Okay. All right, I'm going to lift it off there. I'm going to lift it off there nice and easy. Hold together. Lift all the way. Once I got it, I'm going to push it a little bit, so kind of squish it down. Take my pipe cleaner and just go, I'm sorry, my zip tie, go on the top. And zip tie it together nice and tight. I'm going to keep that zip tie coming like kind of on the side. I don't want it on the top because I don't want it to interfere with the other zip ties. I don't want it to be like really wibbly wobbly. That's a technical term. Okay. And add my pipe cleaner next before I completely fluff. So I have my pipe cleaner to add to the swag. Okay. Now I'm going to take the bow. I'm going to keep it in my hand. I'm going to take that center and bring it straight up. And just kind of fluff it even more prominent than, you know, we did in the first one, so that it all stays where we want them to go. Make sure all my ribbons are facing up the way we want them. Adorable. Super cute. I decided I was thinking about maybe using that pinwheel, but decided against it. Okay, remember this one's going down. I'm just going to take that pipe cleaner with our long tails coming down. I'll weave that facing up and bring our pipe cleaner down and around. And then I twisted it on, but then I'll just twist it underneath so that no one has to see it or feel it. Just gets scrunched back there. Okay, so nice and easy for the tie. Let's see how we did. Absolutely perfect. Now, if you get 2 boxes like I do, you see how easy it was to put that together. Okay, so I have 3 coming down, right? So if you get 3 boxes like I do, that means you have 6 of those pieces. How cute would that be to have 3 on this side? Let me zoom you back out, sorry. 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, the bow right here in the center, and boom, you have a table swag. How stinking cute would that be? Anyway, a quick piece. Let me zoom you back out a little bit further. a quick piece. I'll take the shorts of this and put them on a reel so you can see all of the finished photos as well. Super cute, super perfect, absolutely darling. Nice fun bow at the top. Love the floral. It's darling. Super duper cute, y'all. And then I have plenty of ribbon left. Okay, I could make coordinating bows to go with the swag. That could go on the lantern. It could go on the, lights on the side of your door. I still have the pinwheel to use, which I know I'm going to use in a bigger project. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed so you can get the link to that video. I'll send it to our folks on the newsletter. You can sign up for the newsletter over at learnfrommelissa.com. Learnfrommelissa.com. That's where you'll be able to, and the newsletter, I can get to you quickly. If we have a new video, I can send that link out to you directly and you automatically have it. You don't have to worry about missing an alert or anything. So that is important. Learnfrommelissa.com. You'll see it in the description below. You just go to it's like our directory, find the one that says emails and or newsletter. It's all the same thing. And then add your email list to that. Okay, so that'll be with the bigger patriotic design with the pinwheels. I have 3 of those. It'll be a bigger project. And then, so we have lots of ribbon, the pinwheel, the whole entire roll of mesh, and a silver pick left that I could have I tried to do no glue, so I could have picked this apart and zip tied it in. I could have picked it apart and glued it in, but just for the sake of this real quick and easy, I went with, without it. But super easy. And another cool thing that because I get 2 boxes, I could make 2 of the exact same things and make them for double doors. I could make them and list them for 2. Etsy likes more than 1, or at least they used to. So I could list 2. So many different possibilities. I could make this and coordinate with a centerpiece. A centerpiece. So many different options. I love these boxes. Full of inspiration, full of unique and special pieces. Oh, sorry. A lot of them are exclusive. That's my alarm. A lot of them are exclusive just to the box, so it's an extra special little thing. The link to the supply box you can find in the description below. Also, you can find it over at learnfrommelissa.com in our directory. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're subscribed. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.